Hello, today I would like to share with you another channeling, and yeah, I was feeling like I was running out of topics for channeling. Then I remembered that I actually asked for questions from my coffee supporters a few months ago on the topic of hybrid children. So I have still quite a few there, so maybe that's why I was not getting new ones, new inspirations, because Shayla wanted me to remember those questions. So yeah, today I picked one of those questions from coffee, and it is how children will be introduced to Earth, so like personal meetings with the human parents first, then maybe later on they could gather all together in one place, like for example Hawaii. Are you leaving? Just okay. I hope she won't be disturbing too much. So getting getting into that question. So yeah, I will invite Shayla to answer it. Hello, I'm glad I can be speaking with you again in this format, and I'm very happy to answer the question about hybrid children and how they would be introduced to Earth. But the thing is, of course, from our perspective, it's something that is already happening. Introduction for us begins already with them being part of your life, teaching them to know things about Earth, things about you. So that is always already how we are introducing them to Earth. But of course I understand it's like from your perception that like how they are going to be still more and more present in your lives, but yet again that already is happening because more of you are still becoming aware of that you have hybrid children and that you have or can have contact with them, that you can work on that contact. So that is already introducing them, and that is first step of getting into those realities and future realities where you will be able to have them with you all the time physically on Earth. And so yes, from that, when you are working on your own personal connection with them, and then you personally would be able to interact with them more through dreams or through your immediate reality where you are right now. So when in the general contact will be progressing and your let's say abilities to see us and perceive us, you would be of course having that ability with the hybrid children as well. So the first it would be on your personal level, that you would be still seeing them more in your physical presence with your physical body, in your physical reality. So this is the way that they will be able to be on Earth already, because they can always visit you in this way as we do, that we also come down to Earth, but you don't perceive us physically on 100% because you are not on vibration level to always see us in a physical way, and most of you don't. You can perceive us, for example, energetically and in other ways, or sometimes through your third eye. So this will be just going further and further when you would be able to perceive us, and therefore, as I said, hybrid children really with your physical eyes in your presence. So that is already introduction. And how they would be introduced to Earth is actually through you, because when you would be having more and more connection, and also in overall there will be already, let's say, disclosure on Earth where people would be already aware of that humans or Earth has real contact already, that still it's kind of like a question that was not kind of like confirmed by any maybe important beings from your perspective. So later, when it will be in some way disclosed a little bit to public, and it will be more acceptable, you would also have more experiences that they would be or you would be able to introduce them this way. So basically you would be introducing hybrid children to Earth, to the rest of the humanity, and that is the way that it could also happen, or is very logically to happen in the future. So it would be your work, but you would definitely enjoy it if you are enjoying your connection with the hybrid children and you desire to have more physical contact with them. So of course this is again another way to just tell you not to feel that you are waiting for something external to happen. It's out of your control, out of your hands, because this way, as I am presenting it to you, it's fully in your control, introducing hybrid children to Earth. And in this way, of course, when you would be in a overall control of how that would be happening, you yourself would plan those kind of meetings if you would like to. Of course, I can imagine that in the future, of course, you would like to meet with other hybrid parents as well and to have those kind of meetings. But in the future, it wouldn't really matter where, if you would be already in the level of reality where you could perceive them physically with you. So it's not like they would be allowed to go to only just one particular area, like for example Hawaii. It's not like that, because at the time when they would be already able to be with you in that physical way, perceive you, or you perceive them, that's a better way to put it, you perceiving them physically, vibrations of your reality on yourself would be already different. And this is about actually removing all those or most of those limits that you feel you have right now. So again, as usually, I'm trying to offer to you also different way of looking at these things, because when you are unlocking your mind and the way how you perceive these things or think that they could happen, it also helps you to really open up to those particular energies and vibrations that you will have, and basically you need to kind of like manifest all these things as well. So later, when hybrid children would be kind of like very used to visiting Earth and being around you and humans and so on, of course they could be able to have their own trips, let's say, because of course hybrid children are not only just let's say 5 years old, they are also young adults. So those who are more, let's say, in their later years, then they would definitely like to have trips on Earth as well. So it's not like they would be, for example, only needing to meet you, that they would come only to meet you. They would like to explore on their own as well. But of course, you would be always welcome to join them if you would like to, and of course, if they would like to as well. So they would be having this kind of trips as well. And of course, as your children desire to be independent as well, they would desire to explore Earth on their own sometimes as well. So but of course, if they are going to be on Earth, they would be able to see other humans, of course, as well, but it would be kind of like random, as I'm trying to explain. And so in a way, more of like, let's say, political way of introducing children to Earth is like later, of course, they could be more intertwined with your everyday lives as well. But for that also, it depends on how you will be shifting your own systems, for example, educational systems and work way of systems, like how you work, employment and stuff like that. So they would be introduced into new systems that are in alignment with them. Of course, you cannot imagine hybrid children wanting to be in your old school systems, and so like sitting behind the desk most of the children on Earth have to, in that sense, like all the time, and being, you know, told to not to speak or something that's not to, you know, be creative and stuff like that. So in a way they will be already kind of like very naturally being introduced or blending in with other hybrid children. Hybrid children. Yeah, so your children are also kind of like hybrid children, but a little bit different way, with your human children. And from our perspective, it would be always best to do it this way, and this is how we are planning to do it as well, because it's just the same reflection of like how we are approaching you already right now. That, you know, we come and reveal ourselves or with the connections we have with you only when you invite us. An invitation doesn't have to be only from your mind, of course. It can be in a way that you, let's say, maybe work on yourself in some ways when you are able to, you know, have more contact with us, and that is also invitation for us to, you know, show ourselves to you as well, and of course hybrid children. So it's all together, you know, when you are able to see us or hybrid children, and some also with your wish and intention, and also of course through meditations or dreams or astral projections in that sense. And so we don't really have a kind of like a way of intruding way too much into your personal space, and you know, we take very lightly, or we go into this contact with like a lighter way of just letting it evolve in a way that is you know, just natural and the most fitting for us as well, because we want you to feel also most comfortable, but also really find that flow yourself to our reality, because that is what will also help you to integrate our presence into your lives, when you are able to just naturally, very easily kind of like match our vibrations. And when that happens this way, there will be less also, let's say, hiccups, or you know, like some misalignments of energies as well. So that's why it happening this slower way, in a way. But of course, some of you can accelerate, have acceleration of personal contact. But in overall, of course, it would be depending definitely on a more global way, more global scale, on you know, like an average of like how you would like to, you know, this space to be. And so we wouldn't, of course, like push too much on these things. And again, like we rather would like them to be, you know, just naturally, you know, being, you know, introduced, let's say, or blend in with you. And that idea of like that's, you know, like suddenly we would have some kind of like a meeting when we would bring a children, you would be there, they would be in front of you, you know, like a separate groups. And that is the introduction that suddenly or finally happens. That is not really how we would do it. But of course there could be kind of like those, let's say, moments when you would, if you would remote view them, you could, or this could have a feeling like that to you. But of course it's not like that. As I said, this is how I would like to describe it to you, because of course, like you could have meetings, but again, it's not really about like they come in a separate group to you as a separate group. But let's say you as a parent would bring your children with yourself and meet another, let's say, family groups in that way. So that is this better way to understand it, as I said. And also just remember that yes, this is very important for us as well, to make you feel or make you approach all these things through your own self-empowerment. So you can always apply it in a different ways, also through your ideas about like how either contact with the children could happen, or other ET species and so on, or every other situation that you are facing. There are always ways how you can really take your power back, your own energy back, and to have some kind of like, let's say, control over situation. But control, of course, I mean with that self-empowerment, that nothing is being really taken away from you, and you are really meeting each other and us on the same level, because when you are disempowered, you cannot really then meet us in that sense, because we are, of course, in this way normally working. This is our natural state when we are self-empowered as individuals, but also as a collective. So that's why we offer you this kind of vibrations and this kind of ideas, so you can really match our frequency. To have more meetings is to investigate where you are not being fully aligned with yourself, and that means with your alignment with your own self-empowerment, and not giving yourself too much to others or situations. So that is all what I would like to share with you to these specific questions, and I hope this will inspire you again to let in new type of ideas and energies, and they will maybe also trigger some more contact with your dreams or meditations as well. So thank you very much for inviting me to speak with you, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.